guys, welcome back to our character drawing series. Lori is letting me do 3 or 4 of these right now, and then we're going to swap back and forth so we get lots of different perspectives on our characters. I hope that you enjoyed our last 3, and we're going to do a series of 2 birds and a cat for this one, and they're going to be super, super awesome. What we're going to start with is this little guy, our little parakeet. Everyone loves parakeets. They're super cute and bouncy little boys. So if you'll join me today, you don't need anything really crazy. We just have regular sketch paper. This is equate to computer paper. I thought of that word for a minute. And I like using mechanical pencils when I draw. So when I start with my sketches, I always start with a fine line, and then I have a regular 2B pencil right here, an eraser, and a pencil sharpener. That's it. So if you're ready, let's get started, and we'll do this right now. Hi guys, welcome to doing this little birdie. We were just talking about this little parakeet being one of, I have lots of friends who have little birds as pets, and they're just some of the cutest little birds. So I just had to incorporate these into one of our drawings today. Like I've said in other videos, I really enjoy breaking down characters into really simple shapes because it helps me get used to the way something feels, and it makes it easier to do it again. So you can see our little bird here, he's pretty simple, but he's got a lot kind of going on. So let's talk about this and how he's broken down into shapes. I'm starting off with my mechanical pencil here. He's got a 0.5 lead. You're going to notice that I break it regularly because I have a heavy hand, but I really like the way it draws. And I have a 4B drawing pencil. You can use a 2B, which is just a regular school pencil, and those are great. Got an eraser for when we pull up our lines, and a sharpener just in case I need that. Okay, here we go. So for this little guy's head, we're going to start with just a really basic circle. And his body, since he's nice and fat, is basically just a circle as well. And then we get kind of loose on that back end and make it a little oval. I like to start on the tail as a rectangle. That way it connects really easy. So all together, when you do a little sketching outline, it makes this kind of bean shape. And beans are great. This little bird looks like a bean. I think his name will be Bean. I think that will be good. Anyone wants to name their parakeet Bean, feel free to steal that. For the little tail, we catch a little triangle in here. And we're going to add in his little wing, which is just another kind of bean shape. A little bit of an oval. And that's as easy as that needs to be. He's got to have another one though, so we got to put another little backside one. And now we can work on his face. So for this little guy, his features are pretty front facing, so we're going to do a little bit of a plot line for this one, just so we can see what we're doing. And we're going to lay in 1 eye and 2, and his little beak. He's got a little fat nose right here up top where the little feathers come down off his beak. He comes up and smiles. And you can do the little under part too if you want. I got some little eyebrows and some cheeks. Oh, we can't forget his little feathers up top. So I like to keep references for these kinds of birds, and if you see them in real life, they've got all kinds of plumage and all kinds of colors. So if you're really into using colors, you can definitely use those as a reference too. But for pencils, all birds are good. So there's our top. Okay, and then he's got some little feet, just some little U shapes. That's all you need, nothing fancy. Okay, all right. So I think that's a pretty good start for our little bird. Let's, actually, you know what? I'm gonna make him fatter. I'm gonna make him a little fat bird. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna swap out from the mechanical pencil over to the regular pencil, and we're going to darken in these lines, and then we'll get rid of everything that we don't want. So the best part of doing character sketches is it can really be anything you'd like for it to be, and nobody can tell you what it is or isn't supposed to be. You can have a bird with a big dog face on it. You could do anything you want. If you enjoy doing it, then it's art, and that art is good for you. So we're going to make his belly nice and thick and fat here. Going to come down over those little legs. We're going to stop because it's intersecting with his wing. So we'll come back up here to the top, fill in that little line there, come down. And you'll notice as I'm drawing, I'm rotating the pencil. Because if you've ever drawn with a pencil, you know that, especially with a regular lead, it disintegrates, it goes away, right? It gets dull. Well, to circumvent that, you can rotate the pencil a little bit every time you pick up a line, and it'll help keep your point sharper for longer. I think that's pretty useful considering I like to be very heavy-handed and I put down a lot of graphite whenever I draw. So if you come back up, you can give him that first little feather shape, and then you hop with another little backward C, one more feather, and one more little hop. And there's the back of his wing, and then you can bring it all the way up to around his face. And then we'll come up the tail, come back down, up. Okay, I'll get his little feet in here. Little back of his head comes down to his back and meets the wing. There we go. Okay, so let's just go ahead and darken in his little features for his face. Got little black beady eyes, cuteness. Give him a little bit more definition in his beak. You know, I've never had a friend that has had birds until recently, and I didn't realize how affectionate they were. They have really been some of the sweetest animals to see interact with, and I really have enjoyed watching their interactions with my friend. And there's his little back wing. We'll shade him in just a minute, like up here, so that it looks like it's behind him. Oh, and then we're going to add some little feathers on his chest right here too, but we're going to do that after we do the cleanup. So let's do that first. So we'll come in with our little eraser here and be sort of gentle. We don't want to take up too much of what we've put down already. All around there. But we can always go back in and fix it if we erase too much. That's the benefit of working in pencils. It's actually a lot of fun to be able to take things away and add them back in, sometimes multiple times, just to see how they work. Pencil play is always encouraged, and it should be, even if you're just scribbling and you're erasing things off of a page, it's a lot of fun to see where it can go and what it can lead to. That's the beauty of art. And then we're always learning. So we're going to keep the little feathers and get rid of the extras here. And the little line here between his tail. Now you can clean this up a lot more than I have here, but I like him a little bit sketchy. I think he's fun to looking a little bit rough. So let's get rid of these. Let's put those little feathers back in on his chest. So we'll do a little U, and a bigger U, and a little U, and a little U. There we go. I think that's fun. So let's shade in his wing here, and then we'll give him something to stand on. So we're going to shade in that back wing so it looks like it's behind him, and we'll shade in this little back foot too. Okay, so on our reference photo, I gave him just something kind of squirrely to stand on, just so that it kind of implies that there's ground. So when you use these lines, if you make them thinner towards the back and bigger towards the front, it looks like the ground goes away from him. So you're putting a horizon line in, essentially, basically the ground level, but it makes him look like he's a little bit more three-dimensional. And I like working with that a little bit. Oh, and look, we didn't get his little lines in his wing either, so let's do these little U shapes. There we go. And some little details in his tail. Awesome. Okay, guys. I think this one's done for now. I hope you enjoyed it and that this helped you some. If you liked it, please like and subscribe our channel. We'd love to do more of these with you, and we would really, really enjoy hearing back from you about what other kinds of characters we want. Even if you don't like or subscribe, we still want to hear from you. Look, now he has a nose. Yay! Okay, thanks, guys. Have a good one.